being able to use them to really support our school staff. Providing multiple opportunities for students, making sure that not only are the academics are important, they gotta have the other outlets, activities, sports. Suspension rates dropped 47% because of what we were doing in the classroom, keeping students engaged. And in the spirit of competition, because our district likes to do comparisons, we were able to have the biggest growth in our district standards and the highest percentage rate of the middle schools in our English and math scores, and we were very proud of that. I like to call it the educational trifecta: attendance, behavior, and academics. So if you improve school culture, kids want to be there, parents want to send their students there, attendance go up. Because students were at school, we were providing engagement in the classroom, support, academics were up. And when academics are up and students are engaged, the learning behavior goes down. I really thank our teachers. Motto when I first went to the school was trust the process. I came in with a lot of ideas. Some of them may have been foreign, some of them may have been crazy, and some of them knew my reputation, preceded me, and I was just a wacky, crazy guy with these crazy ideas. But I wanted to put some truth behind it, and they really supported that, and I really thank the staff at Cole. Thank you very much, and I'm proud to say I am the proud principal of Cole Middle School. Thank you very much.
Jessica, Wilmer Amina Carter High School teacher, helps her students access history in service learning, field trips, and History Con, where students dress up as historical characters while discussing historical roles. She is always assisting her colleagues in technology or creating activities for all classes. Her students interview veterans and collaborate with Norwegian students. Her lessons include scavenger hunts, blogs, music videos, and trench warfare simulations. Jessica collaborates with teachers all over the world, sharing lesson ideas, and is an advocate for charted and reflective equity in the classroom. Her creativity is unrivaled.
When folks talk about crime and leadership, when folks talk about what it means to really get the right people on the bus, but not just get the right people on the bus, get the right people on the bus in the right seats and get that bus rolling. He knows how to get the right people in the right places to move a school.
Now, this honor is bestowed upon me tonight. It's only possible because of the hard work, care, dedication, determination of the teaching staff, the classified staff, students, and parents at Cole Middle School. I was able to identify some of our lead teachers who are the motivators, the influencers, and being able to use them to really support our school staff. Providing multiple opportunities for students, making sure that not only are the academics are important, they gotta have the other outlets, activities, sports. Suspension rates dropped 47% because of what we were doing in the classroom, keeping students engaged. And in the spirit of competition, because our district likes to do comparisons, we were able to have the biggest growth in our district standards and the highest percentage rate of the middle schools in our English and math scores, and we were very proud of that. I like to call it the educational trifecta: attendance, behavior, and academics. So if you improve school culture, kids want to be there, parents want to send their students there, attendance go up. Because students were at school, we were providing engagement in the classroom, support, academics were up. And when academics are up and students are engaged, the learning behavior goes down. I really thank our teachers. Motto when I first went to the school was trust the process. I came in with a lot of ideas. Some of them may have been foreign, some of them may have been crazy, and some some of them knew my reputation, preceded me, and I was just a wacky, crazy guy with these crazy ideas. But I wanted to put some truth behind it, and they really supported that, and I really thank the staff at Cole. Thank you very much, and I'm proud to say I am the proud principal of Cole Middle School. Thank you very much.
Jessica, Wilmer Amina Carter High School teacher, helps her students access history in service learning, field trips, and History Con, where students dress up as historical characters while discussing historical roles. She is always assisting her colleagues in technology or creating activities for all classes. Her students interview veterans and collaborate with Norwegian students. Her lessons include scavenger hunts, blogs, music videos, and trench warfare simulations. Jessica collaborates with teachers all over the world, sharing lesson ideas, and is an advocate for charted and reflective equity in the classroom. Her creativity is unrivaled.
When folks talk about crime and leadership, when folks talk about what it means to really get the right people on the bus, but not just get the right people on the bus, get the right people on the bus in the right seats and get that bus rolling. He knows how to get the right people in the right places to move a school.
Now, if this honor is bestowed upon me tonight, it's only possible because of the hard work, care, dedication, determination of the teaching staff, the classified staff, students, and parents at Cole Middle School. I was able to identify some of our lead teachers who are the motivators, the influencers, and being able to use them to really support our school staff. Providing multiple opportunities for students, making sure that not only are the academics are important, they gotta have the other outlets, activities, sports. Suspension rates dropped 47% because of what we were doing in the classroom, keeping students engaged. And in the spirit of competition, because our district likes to do comparisons, we were able to have the biggest growth in our district standards and the highest percentage rate of the middle schools in our English and math scores, and we were very proud of that. I like to call it the educational trifecta: attendance, behavior, and academics. So if you improve school culture, kids want to be there, parents want to send their students there.
We are reconvening open session at 7:02 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn closed session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. At the direction of the Board of Education, board meetings are recorded, broadcasted, and streamed live and may capture images and sounds of those attending the meeting. Tonight, Dallahan Elementary School Choir will have a wonderful presentation for us, but first, let's have Anaya Lopez, who will be honored later on in our meeting for a perfect CASP score in English, lead us in the pledge.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Anaya. Now, selected Dallahan Elementary School, the Dallahan Elementary School Choir, consisting of 4th and 5th grade students, led by retired teacher and volunteer Ms. Davelyn Gervin, will present I Have a Dream, This Is Our Moment, from a speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the second will be the song I Have a Dream by Daria Armarmalukhaji.
I have a dream that one day the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slaves owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood.
I have a dream that children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their heritage.
There's a man I think you've heard of. His name is Martin Luther King. He wanted a world of peace and love. He said, I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen. I have a dream. I know that this is possible. I know that this can be. If each one can learn to live with love, then we can all be free. I have a dream. I have a dream. I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen. I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen. I have a dream. If you share this vision, you know it's not a difficult thing. We can build a world of peace and love, and we can all be queens and kings. I have a dream. I have a dream. I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen. I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen. I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. We have a dream.
Thank you, Dollahan Principal, Mr. Husbands, staff, and parents and guardians for coming here tonight to support our talented students. Go Dalmatians! Okay, the next thing is the report out of closed session. I have to read one thing, and then Dr. Avila will give the report. The board would like to report that the following items will be pulled from this section reference J 2.2 of the agenda, placed on the 39-month reemployment list. Gonzalez Jasmine J, 1A, instructional aid 3, SE, MH one-on-one on 1/28/2020 at Werner Elementary School. Dr. Avila?
Thank you, President O'Kelly. And just for the minutes, Ms. Dina Walker is not with us today. In closed session, the Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Angela Barroso, Applied Behavior Analyst Specialist. The roll call vote with those present was unanimous. And the Board of Education took action to accept the resignation agreement for certificated employee number 2705310. The roll call vote of those present was unanimous.
Thank you. Okay, can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make the motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have a lot of presentations tonight, which is always exciting, so we are happy to see you all here. First, we have our Middle School District Student Advisory Committee, our DSAC student reports, and I will turn it over to Aviance.
Thank you. First up, representing JU Middle School, we have Jessica Armenta.
Good evening, President O'Kelly, Honorable Board, Superintendent Avila, and viewing audience. I am Jessica Armenta, member of JHU's ASB. What is cloud and blue and silver and roaring into the new year with all sorts of fun activities? The JHU Jaguars over on Eucalyptus Avenue. Have you been hearing of the stomping of feet and the rustling of palms? It was the Lady Jags basketball team taking on Frisbee and being victorious last week, while our cheerleaders cheered them on. Our gentlemen Jags played a great game and look forward to winning next week over Kolb. Our shiny gold-plated PBIS are working with Miss Dean, ASB, Mrs. Hernandez, and her web crew to put on the second quarter Power Awards in the quad this Friday. Come over as we play Giant Jenga, lawn bowling, Giant Connect 4, and more. Over 600 students will listen to music and play games to end their day with water provided by our fabulous PTSA. The 7th graders are brushing up on their trivia knowledge to see which class will be the winners on campus for the 7th grade Knowledge Bowl at the end of February. We will be celebrating our basketball stars at the end of their annual pep rally on Friday, February 7th. Be a cool cat and put on your greaser gear or your poodle skirt and come on over and watch our athletes be recognized 50 style. You dig? Mr. Ed is bringing back the college and career fair next week. The 8th graders are in for a treat to learn about some exciting careers that await them in the real world. We'd love to have Rialto High come down as well. Mrs. Burrell and our science department put on an awesome science night last night. These experiments were so cool, exploding rockets, making slime, mini car races, and Rialto High Mesa team. It was scientific. If dancing is more your style, our Sweethearts Dance is Thursday, February 13th. Tickets are available before the dance for $3. So grab your sweetie and come on over to JHU from 3:30 to 5:30 to dance the day away. We want to wish our cheer team the best of luck at their upcoming competition in Baldwin Park this Saturday and for the one in Vegas at the end of February. Good luck, ladies. I am Jessica Armenta, signing off with her school motto, giving our best, never settling for less. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you, Jessica.
Okay, thank you. Up next, we have Shania Sims and Bernardo Marisco representing Kolb Middle School.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, and viewing audience. I am Shania Symes, the ASB Secretary of the Mighty Cougars, and I'm joined by Kolb's Vice President, Bernardo Marisco. It has been a great month in Cougar Country. including the official release of the 2019-2020 CAPS scores and the announcement of our bi-monthly Staff of the Month. This month, Kolb is shining the spotlight on 3 of our Cougars for earning perfect CAPS English Language Arts scores. Congratulations to Veronica Ruiz, Michael Sandoval, and Tito Villegas, who, as you may recall, also earned a perfect score on math. We are very loud and proud of their academic accomplishments, as well as the impact of our staff is making towards reaching our school's goals and improve school culture and increase academic success. Way to go, Cougars. We are proud that Kolb, with the hard work from students and staff, have earned 2 color jumps on the state dashboard for the 2019 CAPS testing, moving from red to yellow in math and ELA. We also recently received some additional awesome news. Because of the academic improvements and increased students' learning being made at Kolb this past year, we have exited out of the program improvement CSI status, and we are very proud of that. Congratulations to our certified teacher, Mr. Vin Ho, and classified library tech, Mr. James Ursi. Both were recognized in December as the Kolb Staff of the Month and significant contributions to our Kolb staff. Today we celebrate our winter sports athletes with a pep rally in their honor. Both boys and girls basketball teams participated in games, bolted through their run-through, and shared their team spirit during lunch. If their spirit and excitement continue, we are sure to have a winning season. As we close out January, we are pleased to celebrate our students who have earned honors during second quarter at an awards assembly next week. We will also be completing our mid-year iReady testing, which has already shown an increase in achievement for our students in math. Kolb is back. On February 3rd, we are kicking off our month of positivity that focuses on success of African Americans, past and present. In conjunction with our APAC and our African American student leaders, we have planned daily messages, lunch activities, and even a field trip to view the motion picture Harriet with the life of an African American abolitionist, political activist, and hero. Tonight, we are also excited to be a part of the celebration for our principal, Mr. Armando Ortiega. We are super proud of his selection as the 2019-2020 VIP Educator of the Year by the California League of Middle Schools. Congratulations, Mr. Ortiega. We are always loud and proud. Cougars loud and proud, hashtag Kolb Cougars family.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shania and Bernardo. Up next, representing Casera Middle School, Erica Zamora.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, and viewing audience. My name is Erica Zamora, presenting the latest events from Casera Middle School. Our first week back from winter break, leadership held a no tardy party for our students. That Friday, 6th and half of 7th grade students went to the party during 5th period. The rest of 7th and 8th grade students went to the party during 6th period. Ice cream was handed out, and students competed in a tense game of Simon Says to win a free movie ticket. The following week, students began their iReady testing benchmark. Our leadership team set up a challenge in which students had to gain a 25-point increase during the benchmark. If students made this gain, they will be rewarded with a pizza party at the end of the month. This Friday, our leadership students are taking a field trip to Temecula to attend a conference to learn more about leadership abilities. We are striving to bring whatever we learned in the conference back to Casera. On the 31st, Casera is having its very first pep rally of the school year. Casera is hyping up their students for their good behavior and giving them a hand for their testing. The 17th of this month, Casera had its honor roll assembly. Many students achieved superintendent's honor roll, and many others received awards for their hard work in school as well. This is all the news I have for you until next month. Thanks for listening and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Next up, we have Michaela Lopez representing Rialto Middle School.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, guest, and viewing audience. My name is Michaela Lopez, the ASB President of Rialto Middle School. The months of January and February continue to be busy months for the Tigers of Rialto Middle School. This month, the RMS Tigers have tackled iReady testing, math and English, reviewed classroom and site expectations for the second semester, conducted a blast from the past dance for students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. The student athletes of RMS, including the basketball team, cheer team, volleyball team, and running club, are hard at work inside the classroom and on the court. Our student leaders, Young Visionaries, Boy Council, ASB, Web, Alive, and Alive Club are hard at work engaging in leadership opportunities for all students. Next month, RMS will tackle the following events: the Valentine's Day dance, the 8th grade high school orientations at Eisenhower High School, Carter High School, and Rialto High School, RMS Career Day event, and a CAS test pep rally. Rialto Middle School continues to be on the move. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's all? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Aviance. Okay, now we're going to honor the Rialto Unified School District's elementary students who received perfect scores on the English Language Arts CASP for 2019. And Dr. Avila is going to present those awards.
Right.
Joe, you might want to help him with the flags. You and Aviance. Sure.
Good evening, everyone. This is to honor all the students who had perfect scores at the elementary level in ELA on the state CASP assessments. From Boyd Elementary School, we have Brandon Barrera.
Where's Brandon's family?
From Dallahan Elementary, we have Anaya Lopez. We also like to welcome Ms. Bonnie Bowie. She's teacher for Brandon Barrera. You can join us, please. And next from Dallahan Elementary, we have Victoria De Luna.
We want to make sure that we capture all the pictures and all the, there you go.
Now from Hugh-Banks Elementary, now at Kolb, we have Heidi Tuan Shah, teacher Marley Craig. From Kelly Elementary, now at Frisbee.
And his teacher, Greg Marley.
Yes.
Ms. Curtis, hold on 1 second. The staff is in order, so let's go by the staff. Let's not go by the chief. Dr. Robin knows best when he goes by organized staff.
So Nelson is on his way.
If I can have you just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
Just
Thank
announce
you.
Marley. Greg Marley, and then stop. We'll take a picture.
So did Mr. Craig Marley, did he join us? Yes. So now we're going to do a group picture.
And I see that it's getting a little bigger, so we need to.
No, this is Nelson Perdomo.
Thank you. Board of Education, we can get closer. We have a lot more, but we want to make sure that everybody's in the picture. You want to come up? Then I need to see the teachers too. You guys deserve this credit as well. There you go. Parents are great. Move up a little bit. We can get a little bit closer. If we can go like that on this side. And then you guys are perfect over there. Perfect. This side. Step forward a little bit. This will be going in our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter accounts. So we want to make sure that we capture everybody's face. So sorry if you have to wait a little bit, but the kids work so hard, I don't want to. Give me a big smile. Look over here first. Ready, everyone? 1, 2. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
He's here.
We have some more.
Okay, so let me rewind this a little bit. I'm stepping in for Mrs. Dina Walker. She was supposed to do the presentation tonight. Unfortunately, she is not with us, and I've just been handed the script that I should have read. So the California Assessment for Student Performance and Progress, also known as CASP, is a statewide assessment program that measures student performance with a core aim of boosting the quality and standards of learning. At the last school board meeting, we celebrated academics with signed and framed certificates for secondary school students who had perfect scores on their English Language Arts, ELA, test for the 2019 CASP testing year. We also celebrated their teachers who helped them achieve this success. Tonight is elementary school's turn. We have 17 elementary students being honored, as well as your hard-working teachers. I will call the names and our teacher's name, and if the principal is here to support, please join us for a formal photo. Congratulations to all students and teacher winners. Your Board of Education and Superintendent are extremely proud of the work that you do. So when I call your name, please come up to collect your Award of Excellence in Academics. He's not here?
He's here. He only got it in ELA. Is that perfect?
Yes. And so now, please come forward, Nelson Perdomo from Garcia Elementary, now at Jehu, and teacher Debbie Jens, if you are here.
The parents can come up, the family members too, with the teacher. Totally okay.
That's the teacher for. And Catherine. Yep.
Coming over, Miss Hanson.
Now it's Christopher Ramirez, Kelly Elementary, now at Frisbee.
Mom.
And Christopher has one in ELA and one in math, so he had perfect scores in both. Is teacher here with us tonight? Stephen Funk? Next, we have Matthew Sandoval from Morgan Elementary, now at Cobb, teacher Cari Escobar. That's Ms. Escobar. That's yours. Next, we have Isabella Medina, Myers Elementary. And teacher Neon Todd Slazar. And come on up and join us. Next, we have Jacqueline Garcia, Myers Elementary, teacher Michelle Cooper.
Can we get a group picture with them first real quick? Is that okay? All right. So if everyone can sneak in a little bit, get in a little closer, a little bit closer. Pretend we don't like each other, don't be afraid of anyone. Let's go up here, and Christopher, you definitely need to be up front.
Yeah.
There you go. My teachers need to be up front. I need to see their slide and accomplishment. Parents as well, come on in.
Can I have this side step forward a little bit?
There we go. I like those shoes. Nice. Very nice. They get the best dress award. Okay, big smiles.
Ready? If we can exit out that way, please.
Go on. Next, from Preston Elementary, we have Joanna Dorado and teacher Lori McGuire. And from Simpson Elementary, let's welcome Bo Almanza, teacher Laura Diamond. Next, we have Sasha Burns from Simpson Elementary, teacher Stephanie Dotson.
Principals that are here as well, please come up for the picture as well. If it's your school. Yes, if it's your school.
From Simpson Elementary, let's welcome Paola Gamino, teacher Stephanie Dotson.
Yeah, Dr. Avila, can we get this group shot real quick? Or do we have one more?
You have 3 more.
3 more? Okay. Maybe we squeeze them in.
Next, from Trapp Elementary, Emiko Ordonez, teacher Darlene Liptak.
You know what, I'm going to wait because this seems like a large crowd here. Can we have Trapp just wait real quickly, and then we'll take a group picture of this school. So we'll get you, we promise. I am not, the superintendent will not let me miss anyone. Okay. If we can get a little bit closer, the same as last time. Students and teachers with your plaques, big smiles, we need to see those so everyone knows. And remember, if you're looking at Miss Ortiz's camera, my students have the great smile. I need the adults to get that great smile. Okay, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations.
So Amiko and Mrs. Liptak, if you can join us up front, please. Joining them from Trapp Elementary now at Kolb is Samantha Guerrero, teacher Joni Wright. And last but not least, from Warner Elementary, student Luna Rascon and teacher Luz Levine. Yes.
She's coming. She's coming. She's coming. All right, this is a pretty large crowd too. So if we can get a little bit closer and everybody kind of angle yourselves, so you're not looking. There you go. There you go. Mr. Montes, can you get behind that gentleman with the the Dodger hat? Thank you. Here, please. Get a little bit closer, guys. Just a little bit, okay? It doesn't look that close in the picture, I promise you. She's got the right attitude. She's going to be held, okay? Right over here. We can look at Miss Ortiz's camera first. Big smiles.
Big smiles, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give all the recipients a big hand.
What an exceptional achievement to earn perfect score on the CASP test. We are so proud of these students. We're now going to move on with a presentation by Mr. Montes to honor Amy Lewis, Cusera Middle School teacher from the California Middle Schools Program Teacher of the Year finalist. So.
Hi. Good evening. Heary, heary. Tonight we will be honoring Cusera Middle School mathematics teacher, Mrs. Amy Lewis, for being selected as a finalist for the 2019-2020 Educator of the Year Award by the California League of Middle Schools. Mrs. Lewis was recognized at the CLMS Region 10 Educator of the Year Awards dinner on December 9th. The Fontana native, who now lives in the city of Rialto, was hired by the district to teach at Cusera 21 years ago. In the past, Ms. Lewis has taught English, math, and social studies 6th grade, and both math and avid math for 7th and 8th grades. I think it's really weird to read what somebody's saying when they're standing next to you, so I'm gonna let her read.
Okay, well, Ms. Joffrey called me and asked me some questions, and so I was very surprised by the honor. It was a pleasant surprise, but unexpected.
Okay, we got to stick to the script, okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll let you speak afterwards. Along with teaching 8th grade students, she is also active in training future teachers. Mrs. Lewis has served as a master teacher to student teachers 4 times in the last 5 years. She holds a bachelor's degree in liberal studies and a master's degree in gifted studies from Grand Canyon University. She lives in Rialto with her husband, Will. The couple has 2 grown daughters, Adriana and Angelina. On her spare time, Miss Lewis likes to quilt and sew. She calls her style of teaching a bit traditional.
I am a fairly traditional teacher, but I'm willing to try new things to try to get my students involved in the lessons so they can learn. I'll work with collaboration in groups and partners. I vary what I do. The best part of teaching is obviously the kids, and it's a pleasure when they achieve.
Mrs. Lewis, principal. Mrs. Dominguez added. Is Miss Dominguez here? I got a script for you, Miss Dominguez.
I am proud of Mrs. Lewis as an educator at Casera Middle School. Not only is she extremely knowledgeable, she is patient, caring, and kind. Her dedication to teaching is unwavering. Mrs. Lewis more than deserves the recognition of finalists for the Middle School Teacher of the Year.
That was a count of 3. Help me with this first. Congratulations, Mrs. Lewis. The Board of Education is also very proud of you. Okay, so this certificate of recognition on Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020, presented to Mrs. Amy Lewis, Casera Middle School teacher, California League of Middle Schools, CLMS Educator of the Year finalist plaque, signed by our very own board president, Ms. Nancy O'Calley, and our superintendent, Dr. Cuauhtemoc Avila. It is an honor. Thank you for everything that you do. And before we get a group picture, please give us a few words.
Board members, Dr. Avila, thank you all so much for this honor. I am beyond words as to what I can say. Just thank you very much for this.
Thank you.
And is there anyone here from Casera that's here to support her, or in the back? I know there's, huh? Okay.
It's lonely at the top.
A school night. This is school night.
And now I will have the honor of recognizing Armando Urtiaga, Kolb Middle School Principal, and CLMS, California League of Middle Schools, Principal of the Year. Armando, you want to come up here? Oh, look at this.
Students, get behind Mr. Urtiaga. That's great. For the cameras, thank you. Right behind Mr. Urtiaga.
Right there's good, right there. So you can see it. Yeah, right there's good, so we can see it.
Wonderful. Okay, tonight the celebrations for excellence in student and staff achievements continue as now we get ready to honor Mr. Armando Urtiaga, principal of Kolb Middle School, who was just recognized last month as the 2020 California League of Middle Schools VIP Educator of the Year. Mr. Urtiaga is a Los Angeles area native who grew up in the city of Montebello. After completing his studies and graduating from Cal State LA in 1995 with a bachelor's degree, he earned a master's in educational management from the University of Laverne in 1998. Mr. Urtiaga was hired by RUSD in 2009, began as an assistant principal at, of course, Eisenhower High School, and then he moved on to Rialto High. In 2011, he was promoted as principal of JU Middle School, where he served for 7 years. Last school year, Mr. Urtiaga transferred to Kolb Middle School. Although I'm, oh no, come here in your own voice.
Although I'm bringing honor tonight for an individual achievement, I don't see it that way. I am more honored and humbled that the staff at Kolb has worked hard this past year to revise and rebrand the school. The Kolb staff has done a tremendous job with classroom instruction, school culture, and building positive relationships with students. Our students earned significant gains in their CAS scores in math and English. Our academics went up, student behavior has decreased, and attendance improved. And also, we were recently received the exceptional news that Kolb Middle School has exited the state's program CSI designation. This was not an easy task, but with the determination of the staff at Kolb and the hard work from the students, not only did our test scores increase, we did a great job and exited out the state watch. And that was all the hard work of the staff.
Thank you. That is highly commendable. Along with being named as the 2020 California League of Middle Schools Educator of the Year, Mr. Urtiaga also earned in 2017 the AXA Association of California School Administrators Principal of the Year when he was at JU. Mr. Urtiaga lives in the city of Whittier with his wife. I think she's here tonight, right? Yes? You want to come up and join him? With his wife of 16 years, Lupe, and their 3 sons, twins Isaiah and Aaron, age 7, and Adam, age 5.5. Mr. Urtiaga also serves as a Board of Education member in the East Whittier City School District since 2005. He's currently serving in his 4th term and is board president. He is a part of the Putting on the Ritz Committee, the Strategics team, and was a member of the CIF State Appeals Committee for 5 years. On his spare time, he enjoys time with his family. He enjoys playing guitar, collecting baseball cards, and is a proud fan of the Angels. He is also an avid music fan and loves watching sporting events. Congratulations, Mr. Urtiaga. This is an honor well earned, and this Board of Education is proud of your accomplishments. Oh, and for you, I have this certificate of recognition issued January 22nd, 2020 to Armando Urtiaga, Kolb Middle School Principal, California League of Middle Schools Educator of the Year. What an honor.
She asked if I had a few words. I always have a few words to say, and I'll make it really, really short. But I do want to thank, first of all, the Board of Education, first of all, for hiring me here in the district. It's an honor to work here in an awesome district and be a part of the great things happening here. And of course, I want to thank Dr. Avila for giving me the opportunity to be at Kolb and to share my experiences and hopefully be able to bring some positive light to the school. But most importantly, I want to thank the students and staff at Kolb Middle School. They've worked really, really hard to get the distinction, and as that was mentioned earlier, I know it's an individual award, but but it's really them. I accept this on their behalf, and they do the hard work, and we're even looking forward to more exciting things as we move forward. Math and English scores have raised. There's still a lot of work to get done, but we've done a great thing in 1 year, and we're really looking forward to really improving on that. One thing we're very, very proud of is exiting out of the program improvement, and that's not an easy task, and we were able to do that in 1 year, so we're very proud of that. I also want to, not only with the staff, but I want to recognize, we also had, when I moved over to Kolb, had a team that came over that really helped revamp that, and I also want to give special shout out to Mr. Rick Botris, who's sitting there in the crowd there. He was also very instrumental and doing some awesome things there, and to help turn Kolb and make sure we do some great things. So I want to make sure he played a big part in that. So, but lastly, I want to thank my family, my wife Lupe, and my 3 sons, allowing me the time to be away from home and putting at Kolb and being able to celebrate while she's watching the children at home. But I want to thank you, Lupe, and Aaron, and my other sons who couldn't be with us tonight, Isaiah and Adam. Thank you, and I accept this on the behalf of Kolb Middle School.
While we're moving you up in the front, let's have the sign in the front of the students. Okay, and then from the assembly.
Yeah. Oh, oops. Yeah. So I'm sorry to interrupt. Okay. So I'm sorry to interrupt, but my name is Prince Ogidikpe. I am a district representative with Assembly Member Eloise Reyes. So I'm actually here today to present to you a certificate from the Assembly Member. It reads, the Honorable Eloise Gomez Reyes proudly joins with the Rialto Unified School District and the California League of Middle Schools to recognize you as the 2020 Educator of the Year. On behalf of the California State Assembly, I thank you for your dedication and commitment towards student success. I hereby extend best wishes for a prosperous future filled with continued success.
If everybody can get a little bit closer, yes. Yes, Mr. Botris, come on up, and Mr. Schreier, I know you're here to support it. I was going to say that. You know, I'm going to give you the professional picture. Okay, and you can be in the picture as well?
Yes, thank you.
Anybody that has anything to do with Armando, get in the picture. How's that? Okay. Let's get a little bit closer. We're going to empty the There you go. Mr. Schreier, can you get behind Mrs. Ortega?
Somebody around? I'm tired.
Okay, and we see everyone?
Yeah. Any big smiles? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wait. Gotta get it online. I know, social media. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and now Mr. Martinez will be honoring Jessica Buckle, Carter High School social science teacher, who was named Outstanding History Social Science Educator by the Inland Empire Council for the Social Studies.
You know, I've been on Twitter for a while, and I try to find as many of our teachers and students as I can. I ran across Miss Buckle on Twitter, probably a year, maybe even 2 years ago. But tonight's first time I got a chance to shake her hand. So, Ms. Buckle, please join me up here. We'll try not to embarrass you too badly. On December 5th, at the IECSS Social Studies Educators of Excellence Annual Awards Dinner, Ms. Jessica Buckles, social science teacher at Carter High School, was recognized as a region's outstanding history social science educator. IECSS, the group that honored Ms. Buckle, is a professional organization which serves social studies educators in San Bernardino, Riverside, and parts of Los Angeles counties. The organization aims to highlight, support, and create a strong network of social studies educators through meetings, conferences, awards, recognitions, and professional development. Ms. Buckle was born in Fontana, lived in Rialto, but her family moved a lot as she was growing up. After completing college in Newburgh, Oregon in 2005, she began working and was hired by the Rialto Unified School District in 2018. Ms. Buckles said, and I'm not going to break the trend here.
I want to be the best educator my students need and deserve, and the best coworker and community member I can be. I finished my master's in history with a focus on oral history, where I created curriculum around women of color who have made a difference in their communities through activism or politics this summer, and have started a doctorate program in educational leadership through Cal State San Bernardino, so I can continue to learn, grow, and give.
Dr. Greg Anderson, principal of Carter High School. Dr. Anderson, come on. All right, sneaking up on me, huh? Okay. Principal of Carter High School added, Miss Buckle. Oh, I'm breaking the trend. Get over it. No.
Okay. Ms. Buckle is extremely dynamic in her approach to teaching. She varies her instruction and keeps our students curious about history. She's very good at making history relevant and interesting to students. She infuses technology in her teaching. So I am proud to say that Ms. Buckle is at the forefront of educational technology in her classroom.
And I would have to agree with that. If you do follow her on Twitter, one of the most recent posts, and it's probably been a month or two, but she had a question. What do you think is more appropriate, this hat, or this hat for this lesson? You remember it?
We do.
Yes. And I believe it was a military garb that won.
It was. It's not the picture they chose, but.
Oh, so you ask and then you do what you want to do. Good teaching method. That's it. Okay. Okay, Ms. Buckle, this Board of Education is proud of your commitment to your students, and we are all not at all surprised that the honoring committee observed and recognized you for your passion towards your students, education. Thank you for being a model teacher and earning and deserving this award. Congratulations. Let me read the award. And this is basically the same look that everyone got tonight, but in particular, this award says Certificate of Recognition on Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020, presented to Jessica Buckle, Carter High School teacher, Inland Empire Council for the Social Studies, IECSS, Outstanding History, Social Science Educator, signed by Board President O'Kelly and Dr. Cuauhtemoc Avila, Superintendent. I'm so proud you're here with us. And I know there's going to be a picture.
So do you have any Carter High School staff members, teachers, students? Please do, because you came out for her, so we want to promote her. You look gorgeous. Okay, maybe a smaller group would be good. So, Dr. Chavez.
Yes, student.
Right there. Joe, and you can come up just a little bit.
everybody in a little tighter to get everybody in the shot.
Selfie's great, but look over here real quick.
Yes, everyone. 1, 2. Thank you.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
I'm sure you have a few notes.
Thank you.
I just want to say I'm honored and humbled for this award. I'm so grateful for the support of our administrators at Carter High School, for my amazing and supportive coworkers, and our amazing students who continue to show me every day what passion and courage looks like. I pledge to continue to strive to make my students live and make history. And for anybody that's interested, on February 7th, we'll be having an Activism Through Art show at Carter High School, so you're welcome to join us and see our students' passion projects.
Madam President.
Okay. This is a night of celebrations. Now, Mr. Ayala is going to present the Bridge Builder Award to Jeanette Achayolu, Resource Specialist, Special Education at Carter High School. So,
Where's
Jeanette?
Achayolu?
Right there.
Start by shaking hands. If I butcher your name, please.
Oh, no.
She did good.
Thank you. I was taught well.
Let's start with Bridge Builder Award. Okay, let's clarify one thing. This is not construction. Okay. There's another way of looking at this. No matter how greatly you may impact a child's life in public education, oftentimes it is discovered at all unless once in a while, a correspondence comes through highlighting the success of the educator and touching many hearts along the way. This is the case with Mrs. Jeanette Achayolu, Resource Specialist at Carter High School. Former Carter High School student McKenna Ruiz's father wrote an email to Superintendent Dr. Avila. In the email, Mr. Joe Ruiz added in the how Mrs. Achayolu positively impacted his child's life. Among other wonderful aspects of her teaching style, Mrs. Ruiz noted in the email, "We deeply appreciate Mrs. A as an educator and a good person, and praise we can give her as parents she deserves. Please recognize her." In 2018, Superintendent Dr. Avila introduced the Bridge Builder Award. This award exemplifies and showcases those in Rialto Unified School District, stakeholders across the district who translate a mission into action and inspire others to do the same. Those who exhibit a high level of integrity through example and actively seek many ways to grow as an educator, and those who are consummate team player, continuing the strategic professional path and understanding that all decisions in the Rialto Unified School District will be made in the best interests of our students. Ms. Achayolu fits that bill. She was born in San Diego, wind chill factor about 72 degrees, and lives in Riverside. This special education teacher has been teaching at Carter High School for a mere 5 years, but her educational roots run deep with kids. Ms. Achayolu is married to her husband, Isa. Isa, are you here?
He is.
Please join us. I'll remember that. who is from Turkey. And the couple has 2 sons. Are they here? Okay. Terrific. She loves teaching in the special education department at Carter High School.
It says here that I said our student population is wonderful, and our kids at Carter have a heart of gold. I was very touched that Mr. Ruiz's recognition request went up to the superintendent's office. I just do my job and love working with the team at Carter. This is very surprising.
And according to Carter High School principal, Dr. Anderson, are you here?
Yes, sir. Mrs. A embodies the very idea of being a bridge builder. As a special education teacher, she is constantly looking for ways to push her students to their highest levels and to achieve more than they ever thought possible. She focuses on her students and their areas of need to build and empower them to own their education with a sense of pride and accomplishment. Her connections and positivity with students embodies the Rialto kindness spirit.
You have taken charge in the most positive light, leading with your compassion and kindness. You are a bridge builder. Congratulations, and thank you for making a difference in the life of children, their parents, and our community. Anything else you'd like to add? The mic is yours.
I would just like to thank the Ruiz family for entrusting me with their daughter McKenna's education. She's a wonderful, beautiful young lady, and I hope that she will go on to be very successful. I became a teacher very late in life. I have only been teaching for 5 years, and I was very lucky to be able to make that change in career. And I honestly can say I do a job that I love. I love teaching my students. And every day when I go into work, I try to build bridges in 2 ways. One is helping students lessen that gap between the struggles that they face every day in education toward their ability and their success. And the other is, as a parent with high school students, it's hard to navigate the world of high school. And I try to be also that bridge for parents. Give them hope, give them a little bit of navigating tools to help them figure it all out, because it's tough. So thank you very much. Thank you for the honor. Thank you, Mr. Ruiz.
Mr. Ayala, Mr. Ruiz is here with his daughter as well. Right here. So I'm going to have you up just a little bit, and Dr. Avila would like to give you a pin as well, and your daughter, so it's coming. So, okay, so give me one. Of course, it is a live televised meeting, so we can get you start, yes, a little bit closer, and voila, here's your, I'll hold that while you get it. You're welcome. Do you want all of Mrs. A's Carter people? Yes, she's the one that brought the baby.
I would like that. Let me get one picture here, and then have Carter Brown too. Come on, okay?
She's travels with us.
Yeah, there you go. Carter's in the house.
Everyone, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. The rest of the Carter family, parents, teachers, staff members, support staff. Sorry. Just get yourself in here and we're going to help you out.
Must be nice to be tall enough to get in the bed.
Okay, please look at Miss Ortiz.
This side, can we get everybody in a little tighter? There you go. Big smiles. 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay. What a wonderful night. There's nothing more fun than honoring outstanding students and staff members for everything they have achieved. Okay, number 6, we have a presentation by Tina Henton, CPA, Principal, Clifton Larson Allen, LLP, regarding the fiscal year 2018-2019 annual audited financial report. Hi.
Good evening.
Hi, Tina.
Hi. I am sorry that my presentation isn't going to be near as amazing as all of the ones I've seen tonight, but I am coming here to talk to you about the results of your 2018-19 annual financial and compliance audit. As I am sure you are all aware that this audit is required each year by both Education Code as well as by the federal government Office of Management and Budget as part of your federal program compliance. So the audit process begins each year. It is very comprehensive. It includes, this report includes all your funds, so all funds under the district's control, including your ASB funds. It also includes an evaluation of your internal controls, and as I mentioned previously, the various state and federal programs are also subjected to audit. The opinion we've issued on the financial statements is unmodified, and what that means is it's really the highest and best opinion that we can render as CPAs, and it means that the financials that you have before you include, the amounts are fairly presented and all of the required disclosures are included. So that's, as always, an excellent achievement.
We've got a good person in charge of finance.
You absolutely do. You have several good people that
I know, several.
that are in charge for sure. And as you remember, hopefully you remember from last year that there was a pretty significant change in reporting related to your other post-employment benefits. That was GASB Standard 75. And this continues this year, and I just wanted to point out that because the district has taken steps to pre-fund a portion of that liability, that your liability actually decreased year over year about 1.9 million. So because you are making regular contributions to that irrevocable trust, it is reducing that liability. The net pension liability that's related to the STRS and PERS unfunded liability, that does continue to increase. This year we saw an increase of about $5 million collectively with both STRS and PERS, and that brings the total liability that's on your financial statements to about $294 million. So that does continue. Even with those increased contributions, the liability does continue to grow. Let's see, a couple of key pages in the audit report. Page 66 is the schedule of financial trends and analysis, and this gives the board and any reader a nice summary of the activity in the general fund for the 3 years and the upcoming budget year. So it allows you a quick snapshot of the activity. You can see how the fund balance has changed over time and allows you to assess the health of the district. So that's a very helpful page. We did have no audit adjustments in this report, so that means the amounts that you approved as part of the unaudited actuals in September are the same amounts here. They are presented a little differently to comply with the reporting standards that we need to comply with, but they are indeed, all the fund balances are the same. And the findings begin on page 85. This year we had one state compliance finding related to the school accountability report card. That's a state compliance finding. And we also report on prior year findings. So last year we actually had 3 findings, and of those, two were implemented. You can see that. And the SARC finding was a repeat from prior year. Management's responses are also included as part of the finding. And I think that's really all I have for the document. Of course, as Ms. Kelly mentioned earlier, I want to thank Mohammed and his team for all of their support. As you can see, this is a very lengthy document and is quite an effort to coordinate the audit and to have such good results. So we really do appreciate all of their help.
Well, thank you. We do too.
He's all right.
Question,
all right.
Mr. Ayala?
Comment, question. We appreciate what you do, first of all.
You're welcome.
And I can just remember other board members here, we've had some lean years where, you know, the Sacramento made it difficult for us to take care of the last in, first out employees. We realize how important it is not to lose them. Right now, I would say we're doing okay, and but your reports are not taken lightly. They kind of help guide us, because every year we receive a letter to bargain, and you know, not to discount ourselves, but we're still lay people in terms of the financial audits. It's easy to be misguided. So in the future, if there's any recommendations as how to last in, first out, keep those employees working, because it's not only just keeping those employees, it keeps the student-teacher ratios at a reasonable level, because they can get out of hand real easy. Please keep that in mind to assist us, to give us some working tools. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ayala, and thank you, Tina, if nobody else has any questions.
Just thank you for your hard work.
Right.
Good to see you again.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on with comments, and we're starting with public comments from the floor. At this time, any person wishing to speak on any item not on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes. Do we have any, Dr. Avila?
Yes, we do. We first have Tobin Brinker.
Good evening, Board. Monday we had the day off for Martin Luther King Day, and I wanted to start my comments today with sharing with you a little bit about what I spoke about with my students. I shared with them a sermon that Dr. King made in 1961 called Transformed Nonconformist. Now, nonconformist is somebody who doesn't go along with everybody else. They do it their own way. And what's amazing about this sermon is how it still resonates today. In this sermon, he talks about the mass mind, and he kind of warns us of getting sort of sucked into this idea that we have to go along with everybody else. And of course, he wrote this in 1961, before the invention of the internet and social media. And so we had a great conversation in my class about how that happens and how we get sucked into that. He also warned about the idea of nonconformity for just to get attention, just to be different, to get attention. We talked about how people online will do bizarre things to get people to click the like button, get as many likes as they can get. And he gave us an analogy in this sermon that I wanted to share with you, because I think it really speaks to the heart of what I want to get to today. He talked about the difference between the thermometer and the thermostat. The thermometer measures the temperature of the room. It'll tell you exactly what it is, but that's all it does. But the thermostat changes the temperature of the room. Your house is a little cold, you push the button, it starts to get a little bit warmer. I'm here today to ask you to help me, to help us, to raise the temperature in Rialto, specifically on the issue of the cell phone policy. Now, I've been here before to speak about this. I think there's room for improvement. I'm not here to say that we should get rid of cell phones or shouldn't have them. I know that that's an overreach. We have to say yes because society says yes, but we should say yes with conditions. We have to let our parents know about the dangers of cyberbullying. We have to let them know about the risks of increased suicide. We have to let them know about the grades that go down when their kids are actively using the phones throughout the day. We need to protect our kids and prepare our parents, and we have to do that together. The parents need to know the risks. We need to be nonconformists with a purpose, and that means we have to have a dialogue with all of the stakeholders, and that's going to look different at every grade level. Our elementary school parents are going to have a very different set of concerns and issues than our middle school parents or our high school parents. We've got to begin that dialogue, and we're in the unique position of being able to provide them with the information that they need to get that process started. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tobin.
Next is Michael Montano.
Good evening, everyone in attendance and the viewing audience at home. First off, I'd like to again reiterate the outstanding job that our students did on passing the CASP 100% scores, along with those students that were recognized last time. So I too am here tonight to speak again on the cell phone issue and kind of jumping off of our students that scored perfect. Mr. Brinker kind of alluded to that as well. Kind of makes me wonder, for every student that got a perfect score, how many more might we have gotten if they had not spent that extra time on their cell phone in class, being a distraction to them and to others. Along with all the other issues that can bring. Again, we're at the second semester of this school year, which is going to go by very quick, and we still haven't had that conversation. So if we don't have it soon, we'll go into next year without having that conversation. So I'm just going to close with something that was sent to me from one of the other high schools in the district. This was sent to me via email. My main concern now is the district's lack of cell phone policy. We're not allowed to confiscate phones, so there's no teeth to asking a student to put their phone away 6 times a period. It just snowballs. Cell phones are a low-level infraction, so admin will send students back if you try to send them out on a referral. Because students are allowed to be on their phones, their grades are low and they are not learning the material. Their low grades reflects poorly on a teacher's DF rate. Admin is confused as to the high DF rates on campus and pressures students to fix it. The teachers want to fix it by being supported in removing classroom distractions like phones, and it just goes on and on. So this just kind of keeps coming up, and we haven't had that discussion yet. And again, as Mr. Brinker said, we need to hear from all parties, parents, the students, and teachers. And again, it's going to be different at the junior high, at the grade school, and the high school. And if we don't do something, it's just, we're spinning our wheels. So I'd like to see more of our students get 100% on the CASP scores in all tests that are reflective of our district, and more academic time to better the student. So again, hopefully we can move on this sooner rather than later. Hopefully before the end of this year we can get something going. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Michael. Dr. Avila, can we look into setting up a meeting to discuss this? Okay.
Next we have Mirna Ruiz.
Good evening, board and audience. Right now I'm just here to congratulate. She left, but hopefully she'll hear my message for Mrs. Bucko. She's an amazing teacher. She's very well deserved of this recognition. I've seen her. She has not taught my daughter at Carter, but I've seen her with other students. I see what she does throughout the whole day. She's very inclusive of all the students, even though they're not in her classroom. So I didn't bring her flowers, but she left anyway. So I just wanted to say congratulations to her. Also to Ms. Achayalu. I'm not sure if I pronounced her right. She's also another amazing teacher at Carter, and the rest of the students. And then also I wanted to say thank you for the support that PTA has been getting from Dr. McDuffie, Mr. KB, and Dr. Avila. And that's it.
Thank you, Myrna.
Next we have Celia Salaya.
I didn't know I was going to speak tonight.
Buenas noches, miembros de la mesa directiva, presidenta Miss O'Kelly,
President Ms. O'Kelly,
superintendente Dr. Ávila, audiencia.
Superintendent Dr. Avila, and the audience.
No sabía que iba a hablar ahora, pero aprovecho la oportunidad para felicitar a todos los que fueron homenajeados esta noche.
I didn't know I was going to speak tonight, but I'll take this opportunity to congratulate all of those who were recognized tonight,
A Mr. Urtiaga especialmente.
especially Mr. Urtiaga.
Da tanto gusto ver que administradores traen tantas satisfacciones a este distrito
It is so joyous to see that administrators bring so many satisfactions to this district.
y sigo insistiendo que nuestro distrito va creciendo mucho gracias a Dr. Ávila
And I continue insisting on the fact that
y a nuestro board,
thanks to to Dr. Avila and our board,
a nuestra mesa directiva por el trabajo que están haciendo en conjunto y sigo reiterando que tenemos que estar unidos y trabajar todos para que nuestro distrito sea el mejor.
due to the work that they're doing together. And I continue reiterating that we need to continue working together so that our district can continue improving.
Es muy bueno que estimulen a nuestros maestros porque tenemos muy buenos maestros, muy buenos estudiantes. Uno de ellos también, y que no lo mencioné, es Avions.
It is a good thing
Está
that we-
acá de miembro de la mesa directiva por sus esfuerzos y por su liderazgo.
It is a good thing that we
Felicidades.
continue stimulating our teachers, our students, so that they can continue improving. And one student that we haven't recognized is Mr. Aviance, who's here, part of the board. Congratulations.
Sí, es parte de su esfuerzo, pues, es porque tenemos muy buenos estudiantes también,
And this is
que
part
se
of his
esfuerzan,
effort.
que son líderes en nuestra comunidad también.
We
Por
have
eso estás acá, Beyoncé, porque tus compañeros o todos vieron tu potencial de líder y por eso estás acá. Y felicidades
And
a
you're
ti y a
here
tus papás.
Because of your potential, because of your work, everybody recognizes your potential, and that's why you're here. And thanks to you, and thanks to your parents as well.
Y buenas noches.
And good evening.
Gracias.
Thank you.
And we have a request for item on the closed session agenda, but it just came together with the others. It didn't come earlier.
I guess.
Session's already over.
Yeah, closed session's already over, so really doesn't help us. Okay.
And that's all.
Okay.
It's on the closed session item? It's on the closed session agenda item?
Well, there was a request, so I don't know if you want to acknowledge it or not.
Myrna?
On the closed session?
That's what you checked.
It was for the agenda items, not closed session.
Okay.
Did I mark the wrong one? I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, so public comments on agenda items. Any person wishing to speak on any item on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes. So this is on the agenda, Myrna? Okay, I've got it now. All right.
I can correct that.
It's okay.
So once again, good evening, board and audience, and viewing audience and cabinet. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I do, because I have spoken to a couple of you and you know my concerns that I have. On items 13.1, H9.1, and H8.1. So basically, I just want to say that I am in total agreement of professional development. However, I just want to kind of remind everybody that we do still have a lack of services for kids with special needs. Our English learners are still very behind. We have a lot of students who are still long-term and have not been able to reclassify for lack of services. So when we look at spending money for items that we do still need, can we take priority on the students as well and look at that first? Because like Ms. Alaya said, yes, we have to work as a team, and I completely agree. This is a wonderful district. I live here. I love it. You know that I'm very committed to this district, and I just want for us to obviously make progress. I don't want to see slow progress, especially when it comes to our kids. We only have 4 months left of school. Technically a little bit less because we have spring break. And the ones that are suffering right now are our kids. So while we wait, and yet we have all this professional training, that is great, but our kids are still behind. And they're going to go one more year of school behind. And it's going to get harder and harder. And then we have those students, like my daughter, who will be exiting the school district, and yet no service were given to her. So just keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Myrna. Okay, comments from Association Executive Board members. REA, Rialto Education Association.
Good evening, Lisa Lindberg, President of REA. I have a couple things this evening. The first is a school board resolution that I'm hoping you'll adopt from the California Teachers Association asking you to support the Schools and Community First initiative. The initiative aims to end the corporate loophole in Prop 13 and provide a more fair tax system. And contrary to some misinformation that it's out there, it's not going to raise property taxes on homeowners or small businesses or small farms. The goal is not to kick grandma out of her home or for some young entrepreneur to lose his business. It's a split roll type of issue where corporations have to pay more in property taxes. And as I say to my rep council all the time, is it really fair that Disneyland is virtually paying the same tax rate they did in the 70s before Prop 13? It's not really fair. So I have the resolution. If I could give it to you, Mrs. O'Kelly. And I also have a flow chart so you know how it works and who it impacts and who it doesn't impact to share with all of you. And I also can send it to Martha in Word so it's easier for her, okay, if I could approach. Okay. Thank you.
Let's put it on the next meeting.
Thank you. Okay.
Do you happen to have the text for the resolution?
It's Mrs. O'Kelly has it, but I will send it to Martha and all of you.
Perfect, thank you.
And then I have one more thing. I was listening to KVCR last week, that's our local public radio station, and one of our former parents, Lillian Vasquez, was interviewing someone from B of A. And they were talking about a program called Student Leaders, which pairs students with local nonprofits such as Habitat for Humanity or the Boys and Girls Club. And what they do is they offer a paid summer internship with these nonprofits. And they also pay for a trip to Washington, D.C. to attend a leadership summit, which is called the Student Leaders Summit. Cool. And they were talking about the deadline is January 31st at 11:59 p.m. You have to be a junior or a senior in high school to apply. There were other criteria, but they didn't go into that. But if our listeners and parents out there and kids who are listening, the website is www.bankofamerica.com/student leaders. And more information is on this website, and it sounded like a really good program, and I wanted our kids to hear about that.
Right.
And that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Okay, now we move on to California School Employees Association, CSEA. Going once, going twice? I guess not tonight. Communication Workers of America, CWA? No? And Rialto School Managers Association, RSMA. All right, now we move on to comments from our superintendent.
Thank you, President O'Kelly. Just once again want to congratulate all students and adults who were honored this evening. Thank you for providing examples of excellence in what we're trying to do here district-wide in our lovely district. Also, I do want to congratulate those who were honored as Students of the Month by the Kiwanis Club of Rialto. This was last night, Mylar High School student Carlos Quintero, and Rialto High School students Troy Holland Jr. and Judith Hernandez. And early this morning, Kiwanis Club of East Rialto honored their Students of the Month from Eisenhower High School, Maria Montenegro Herrera and Sebastian Moreno Montes. And from Carter High School, Anya Bucci Diri, cool name, and Diego Chacha, another cool name. And also, I just want to once again reassure the staff and all other stakeholders of our priority as a district to ensure the safety of all. student, staff, and those who are on our campuses. We have initiated or picked up additional conversations regarding some of the concerns that were raised a few weeks ago. I have been meeting with staff, met with staff critical to the issues that were raised, and we have discussed some of the challenges that we were experiencing at the time that led to some of the issues that surfaced a few weeks ago. We went over some of the communication, lack of communication or miscommunication, as well as other issues that might have contributed to staff not communicating effectively in order to prevent or to respond properly to some of those incidents. We have our ongoing committee that includes teachers and staff members. We're going to also be joined by board members. Our next meeting is next month. The calendar will be, if it hasn't already, be sent to each of the board members for one or two at each of the meetings to contribute not only to the solutions, but also just to listen to some of the concerns that are raised by staff. This obviously shows the board's interest in being involved in trying to bring resolution to the safety concerns that have been raised over the past couple of months. And that is all I have.
Okay, thank you. All right, we move on with comments from members of the board, starting with our student board member, Aviance Douglas.
Thank you, President O'Kelly. Just want to start off with at Carter this week, we're doing Kindness Week. I'm not sure if anyone has heard about it, but I have a picture of like the different days. There's like different challenges that they try to give you each day. So yesterday was say hi to someone new and give them a compliment.
Oh, nice.
Today, give someone a hug and check up on them. Tomorrow, do one good deed. Example, open a door for someone, help someone out, etc. Friday, wear yellow and make a new friend. And I saw this on our Carter ASB page, and I screenshotted it because I had no idea about it, and it's just, I thought it was a cool thing how we are trying to like go towards the kindness as our like part of our strategic plan, and how Carter has implemented that, which is actually really good. You know, I like conversating with people at school and like talking, so this gives me another opportunity just to, you know, meet new people, the people I don't usually talk to or people I've never talked to. So yeah, that's a really cool thing going on at Carter. Also, I got to help interview 2 teachers with Dr. Anderson. I really liked the way he did this interview process. It was more so like he did the personal interview on his own, and then after that, he had the 2 best teachers that he felt for the job teach a 30-minute class. So it was me with 2 other students from Carter. We sat down in the class with some of the administrators, and Dr. Anderson himself was there, and we listened to the 2 history teachers. They're going for U.S. history, teach a lesson, and it's just, I thought it was a really cool way, you know, to interview. And after the 2 interviews, we went to the conference room and talked about it, and we had a pretty good idea of like who was the better teacher, their strengths and weaknesses, pros and cons. So I thought that was a really cool way that Dr. Anderson did that. And like if I would ever, you know, get to the point where I become a principal and have to do that, that would be definitely one way I would, you know, go about it. And that just correlates to how much I've learned in this position. I just want to thank everybody again just to be able to be in this position, because I know if I wasn't, I probably wouldn't have been exposed to this kind of opportunities that I can take later on with me in life. So thank you again. And one more thing, I just wanted to go back to the topic of cell phones in the classroom, since, you know, it's kind of been popping up again. And I heard, you know, you want to set up a date for you guys to talk about it, and I just want to keep in mind that although cyberbullying is a real thing, and it's a big thing, that's a serious problem, you can only do so much as a school. You know, we're only there for about 6 hours, 7 hours, but outside of school is usually where cyberbullying really happens, and you can't control it outside of school.
Right.
So you can take the phones, or like last year I know there's a new bill that came where like teachers can actually take the phones, or like law, where it's like, or they're thinking about putting locks or like cell phone locks in the classrooms or something like that. Like you can do that, but it's only gonna help so much, you know. So, and then again, kids might want to rebel or say no. And I just wanted to say that specifically in my 5th period, my teacher, Miss Keast, my math teacher, she's new and I really like her because she although she's strict, she cares, and you could tell she cares by the way she teaches. But what she does is, last year she says no phones at all. She doesn't want to see it. She doesn't want to see it in our pocket. She wants it in our backpack. She doesn't want to hear it. But she gets it, you know, if it goes off, okay, just turn it off. But like if she sees you on it, she'll take it, put it in her little drawer for the rest of the class, and then give it back to you right after. And that just like, and she has control over that. It's not really oftentimes that happens, you know. Kids are usually on their phone because they get the idea after one person got their phone taken away. You know, they don't want that to happen to us or to me, you know. So I feel it can be controlled without having to put like strong like label on it, like to like as district wide, no cell phones in classrooms, you know, because that can hire problems with students, hire problems like with the school, and just make the school disciplinary look worse, in my opinion. So that's all I have. Thank you.
I think years ago, Aviance, cell phones weren't allowed at all. And a lot of parents were very concerned about kids walking home or walking to school or home from school and not having a way to call for help if it was needed. So then the cell phone rules got relaxed. And I agree. I think there's something, you know, some conditions, as Mr. Brinker said, that we could have, just like your teacher you were talking about. Just don't have it out in class. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it, you know. And a couple other little conditions that aren't too strict. And
it'd be great if Aviance could be part of the committee.
Yeah,
he could share his
yes.
Could share a perspective.
That would be great. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aviance. Next, we're moving on with Mr. Ayala.
Okay, thank you, President O'Kelly. Just a quick shout out to Mrs. Linda Silva for her birthday. I believe she's 39. Congratulations.
She's 29 today.
Happy birthday.
That was 39, excuse me. On another note, you know, our kids win in many ways when we have a nurturing, supporting environment. We have staff who are supportive of their education, no question about that. And that's what we're here for. But tonight I want to just kind of talk to the parents a little bit about a codependent relationship that our staff has with the kids. You know, they're not the parents, but you know, a lot of times the staff is evaluated based on the production of the kids. That's not easy. That's not an easy pill to swallow. Kind of related to sports too. I mean, if you're the coach of the Lakers, everybody wants to win. What do you do to the coach if your team doesn't win? What if they take second or third? Obviously, if you want to win, you want to find people that are going to slam dunk. If you're the manager of the Dodgers, you're trying to recruit people who can throw the baseball at 98 miles an hour, or 100 miles an hour. But we're talking children here. We're talking kids who we need to find ways to level the playing field for them. And it's not easy. So sometimes parents have expectations that might disrupt the learning environment. There's magic in that learning environment. You have professional educators. You have staff working hard to keep things intact. And when you disrupt that environment, sometimes just a small change can take a monumental effect in terms of achieving the goals. As an example, does a person function better when they're relaxed and feel confident about what they do on a daily basis? On the other hand, you get somebody on pins and needles, kind of stressed out, all of a sudden they start pointing fingers at one another, who's to blame? There's other ways to deal with these issues. Just like we have a cell phone challenge, we're going to form a committee and come up with a good resolution. Same thing we need to do with these other issues when sometimes we have a certain department, a certain segment of our kids who are not achieving. That's the time to get together a committee and not point fingers at people. Remember, it's how you say things, not what you say. And come up with goals and strategies that can bring about positive resolution. I can't emphasize this enough. Please, parents, give your staff time to resolve these issues. They will do it. They're professionals. They can do it. You might even need to include some of these kids in these meetings so they can explain to you what it is that's keeping them from moving forward. Okay, in summary, without going through everything that I said, I'll just say that it's nice to be in an environment where we only run as fast as the slowest runner. We take care of everybody here in Rialto because, you know what, if you trust us, we'll get those kids across that finishing line. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ayala. And now we move on to Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, President O'Kelly. I'm going to read from 21 pages. I'm going to try and take highlights out of it. This report is called The Hybrid Job Economy, and it is available through the superintendent's office or online. And the online URL is burning-glass.com. Common spelling, burning-glass.com. Okay, the jobs of the future appear before our eyes. Jobs are becoming more hybrid, more complex, and demand the number four, important new sets of skills. And if you pay attention to what these are, you can match up the earning curve, not the learning, but the earning, the amount you earn, and make sure you stay competitive in your field. These are very high and highly complex jobs, growing at twice the rate of the overall job market. They are 20 to 40% higher paying than their more traditional counterparts, and they are now entering every domain of business. Millions of jobs will be created or destroyed by technology change over the next decade. Yet the most profound and underappreciated trend in today's labor market is how technology is mutating jobs into new, unexpected forms. 1 in 8 job postings is now highly hybridized, encompassing more than 250 different occupations. Hybrid roles are projected to grow twice as fast as jobs overall, 21% versus 10% over the next decade. And here's some more data that I'm going to skip. And they're calling this the rewriting the DNA of jobs. In most cases, the genome of a job is straightforward. The skills profile for an accountant, for example, includes baseline skills that are useful in any job, such as communication and collaboration. Core skills required to do the job, such as bookkeeping, and differentiating skills that make this particular role different from others. The difference between a cost accountant, a comptroller, and an auditor. Sorry for all this skipping around. To some extent, there have always been hybrid jobs as skills and ideas from different fields combine. Industrial organizational psychologists, for example, first appeared in the 1920s, merging the domains of psychology, labor relations, and business, among others. But industrial psychology is a small field with only 2,026 job openings in the year 2018. A difference in today's hybrid jobs is that they have become a mass phenomenon. Smartphones, of course, are one of the most significant consumer products of modern times. Here we go talking about cell phones again. And it's only logical that a new product would create new jobs, yet the trend goes far beyond what can be explained by new products. We move on to disruptive skills that drive these hybrid jobs. The real drivers of hybridization are certain disruptive skills that themselves can apply across multiple fields. Marketing is now a highly data-driven field with data skills widely in demand for marketing managers and analysts, and as they try to move more tightly to target customers and identify the tactics. Business analysis has become data-dependent as more organizations seek to find greater efficiencies in supply chains and operations. Data science and analytics, can't talk anymore. Data science and analytic skills are now widely in demand in decision-making roles, including managers across a range of industries. And it goes on and it lists all these others, so if you're really curious about it, pick the report up. Again, it's available through the superintendent's office or from www.burning-glass.com. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you. And Mr. Montes.
Thank you, Board President Mrs. Nancy O'Kelly. First of all, I just would like to also congratulate everybody that was awarded tonight, both students and the adults. And I did want to just share some of Dr. Martin Luther King's famous quotes. I chose 3 to share tonight. I think some of them tie into what the administrators and the teachers who were recognized for their service speaks to. One of the quotes that I chose was, "The time is always right to do the right thing." The other quote is, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" And then the last quote I wanted to share was, "No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they die for." So with that, just tribute to the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Montes. I want to congratulate again. It was a very wonderful evening. We have so much to be proud of in this district, and we got to recognize a lot of those people tonight. Congratulations to all of those elementary students who were honored tonight, who earned perfect scores on their CASP ELA test for 2019. That's a tremendous accomplishment, and we are very proud. And then congratulations also to Amy Lewis, who was a Teacher of the Year finalist with CLMS, and Armando Urtiaga, who was Principal of the Year for CLMS, the California League of Middle Schools. Also, congratulations again to Jessica Buckle, Carter High School social science teacher, for being named the Outstanding Social Science Educator by the Inland Empire Council for the Social Sciences. And from Carter High School, congratulations to Jeanette Achayolu, the resource specialist, for being honored with the Bridge Builder Award. You are all very deserving, and we are so proud you are part of the Rialto family. I was excited a week or so ago to attend an afternoon with Shane Feldman at Carter High School. Shane Feldman is the founder and CEO of Count Me In, the world's largest millennial-led movement. Over the past decade, Count Me In has initiated tens of thousands of projects worldwide, which has contributed more than $2.6 billion to the global economy through service. Shane has been featured on Larry King, Dr. Oz, Forbes, and People magazine. He has worked with some of the world's most dynamic companies, such as Google, Microsoft, and the Disney Company. He's been recognized for his achievements in community leadership by the White House, the Prime Minister of Canada, and the United Nations. He has a powerful message regarding working with teenagers. I totally enjoyed his presentation. Thank you to Robin Gully, an RUSD employee who won the opportunity to have him come to Rialto and speak. So we won that conference for us to go to. So it was well worth it. He's a dynamic young man with a lot of very good ideas. And that's all for me tonight. So thank you. And we move on with public hearing, public information, Williams Settlement Legislation Quarterly Uniform Complaint Report Summary for October to December 2019 is reference D 1.1 in the agenda. Consent calendar items. All items on the consent calendar will be acted upon in one motion unless pulled by Board of Education members or the superintendent for individual action. Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve the consent calendar as amended.
Second.
Second, okay. Are there any polls or any discussion? All right. We'll take a vote. First, we start with preferential vote by our student board member.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and vote by board members.
Aye.
Okay, move on to discussion action items. Number 1, accept the fiscal year 2018-2019 annual audited financial report completed by Clifton Larson Allen LLP. Motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, vote?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 2, approve an agreement with California Financial Services to complete the school facilities needs assessment analysis assistance. That's a mouthful. For a cost not to exceed $25,000 and general obligation bond capacity and financial analysis for a cost not to exceed $5,000 from January 23rd, 2020 through July 31st, 2020. For a total cost not to exceed $30,000 to be paid from Fund 25, Capital Facilities Fund. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, vote. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Ratify a 3% increase to the classified hourly daily pay schedule effective December 20th, 2019 at a cost of $160,304 to be paid from the general fund. Is there a motion to approve?
Gladly.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, ratify the hourly wage increase for Avid tutors to $15 an hour effective January 1st, 2020 at a cost of $38,512 to be paid from Title I funds. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approve an agreement with the Lou Edwards Group to provide communications outreach, planning, and project coordination for the 2020 general obligation bond at $6,000 per month from January 23rd, 2020 through July 23rd, 2020, 6 months, at a cost not to exceed $36,000, and the data, demographics, and graphic design costs not to exceed $12,000. Plus travel reimbursements not to exceed $2,000 for a total cost not to exceed $50,000 to be paid from Fund 25, the Capital Facilities Fund. Motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I've got a question. How was this firm selected to help us with this?
We did send us a RFP inviting the firms of expertise in this area. We received 2 proposals, and we select our staff recommendations, selections of this firm. And they do have a track record in the Inland Empire, and we check their references, and success rate is very high. So our goal is to bring the best firm who can make our bond elections pass. That's what we're focused on.
It's my understanding there are firms who do this type of work voluntarily.
I don't know anybody does voluntarily. This is a professional firm. That's the expertise to guide us, assist us under the rules and regulations, all the way to take the item to the ballot.
So if they help with the election, they can't help with after work? Is that how it is now?
Once the item placed on the ballot, yes, they're going to help us, and at that time it will be. They will get paid to the campaign fundraising for the election, because then that follows the election's rules and guidelines. This is the preparation and planning to take the item all the way to the ballot.
Right, but I'm saying if the ballot succeeds, they no longer can help us.
I think he wants.
Steve, you want to? Thank you.
Good evening, Superintendent, board members, members of the public, and cabinet. My name is Stephen Galden with California Financial Services. A representative from Lou Edwards is not here this evening, so I'll try to, as best I can, explain the position that they play on our team and answer any additional questions that you may have. As the district enters into the first phase of exploring the viability of a potential 2020 GO bond authorization, there'll be many tasks that need to be completed before the ballot is submitted to the county, or the ballot measure is submitted to the county to put onto the voter ballot. A number of these activities require, in order to do them correctly, the expert hand of someone who's familiar with, as Associate Superintendent Islam mentioned, the rules and regulations related to these, to make sure that we are not running afoul of any of the several statutory requirements that you have as a public agency, but then also understands how to ask questions to the public through surveys, and as well read the answers to those questions and provide both the district and the district's team expert advice on what the next steps are. So how do we solicit input from the community, and then how do we respond to that input as we prepare to go onto the ballot? The Lou Edwards Group is one of a handful of highly qualified agencies that work throughout the state with educational entities. California Financial Services has actually had the pleasure of working with the Lou Edwards Group on many successful ballot measures in the general area, including Chaffee Joint Union High School District, Etiwanda Elementary School District, the Central Elementary School District, as well as working with them hand in hand in the Redlands Unified School District, which is a neighbor of yours as well. We share an enthusiastic recommendation with the staff to hire the Lou Edwards Group to assist you to go from here to submitting a potential ballot measure to the county. Now, one of the questions that Member Montes had was, well, what happens once we submit that ballot to the county, it becomes a campaign? At that time, a campaign committee would be formed, and it will be up to them if they would like to engage someone like the Lou Edwards Group, or specifically the Lou Edwards Groups, to help them with what we call an advocacy campaign. But at that point, it will be really out of the district's hands and into the hands of local community leaders that'll kind of take on the advocacy campaign if the district decides to put a ballot measure on. What we're doing at this point is just exploring if that's a possibility, and if it's something that the community would be supportive of.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, aye, and, this one. Okay.
6.
There were 3 items on about the bond. Approve an agreement with Fairbank, Maslin, Mullen, Metz and Associates, FM3, to complete the community survey and public opinion research for the 2020 general obligation bond from January 23rd, 2020 through July 23rd, 2020 at a cost not to exceed $34,500 plus an additional $31,750 for ongoing community tracking surveys as needed during the planning phase for a total cost not to exceed $66,250 to be paid from Fund 25, the Capital Facilities Fund. Do I have a motion to approve?
With a comment. So, we went through this before, and we were successful. I think if we would have stumbled, we wouldn't have received the benefits for our kids that we did
Right.
at Eisenhower, the stadium, the facilities, the drama.
Yes.
So, nothing is for free, and if they don't do it, then who is? And
Yeah,
And that's
and the reason why I ask is that I know there's companies out there that'll do some of the work for free, with the expectation that if the bonds are approved, they're going to get some work, or part of the work. But this gentleman from California Financial Services. So you 3 firms are working together with this project. I just want to make sure we're not paying for the same services because this one sort of seems a lot similar to what the Lou Edwards is going to be doing as far as community outreach.
So, great question. Great question. The 3 firms do work hand in hand during this stage of the process. Specifically, to compare and contrast with what the Lou Edwards Group does versus what FM3 does. FM3 is a community opinion survey firm. So what their responsibility for is on the team is to formulate and actually deliver a community survey that reflects the strategic advice that you receive from Lou Edwards Group. So the Lou Edwards Group does kind of the strategic, what are we going to be asking, what are we trying to find out, and then what Fairbanks does is actually formulate a scientific poll, one that will provide to you statistically relevant data, and deliver that, and then kind of grind or calculate those numbers and deliver them back to the team. Each one of the members of the team at this stage play a specific role, though we do collaborate on many of the stages. So as an example, as
you guys are going to analyze exactly what improvements our schools need. You guys are going to, in other words, you're going to tell them how bad some of our schools need help.
So what we try to, what our firm, California Financial Services, does at this stage is we try to assist the district to identify what the potential economic benefit that you could get from a bond measure. So we try to identify for you what's achievable under just our needs. Basically, we do the math. And then we try to connect those with your needs. Oftentimes, you may have needs that exceed the amount of money that can be generated. That's where the other 2 members of the team come in. If we have needs of X and we have funding of only Y, which portions of X does the community feel are the priority needs for the district? Which are the ones that they would support the district raising money for and spending dollars on? How do we prioritize that? So you can see how the 3 firms work in concert together to create the best possible match between what the district needs are, what the capacity of the community to support a bond measure is, and what the prioritization of the community is. What are the facilities on our list of needs that they're most likely to want to support, and what do they think that the students need, first, second, last, those types of things. This is a team, just to go back, we've worked with this team several times for school districts. It helps in the process that we know each other well, and each one of us has a specialized role, but we do collaborate on this stages of it. There are as many ways to attack this challenge as there are people out there providing services to school districts. A simple way to look at it, the way we look at it for our clients, is this is an important endeavor. It's not only politically challenging and intense, but it also is by far the most impactful thing that we can do as a public agency to affect the facilities that we use to deliver education. So it's important. And when things are important, our stance on it is when things are important, we take the time and we bring the experts in that we are highly confident on, and this is the team that we are definitely highly confident on.
Thank you. And I'd like to point out we have many, many old schools in this district that need a lot of work, and the money is not going to be there unless we are able to do this. Go ahead, Mr. Ayala.
Thank you, President O'Kelly. Just want to bring it to the attention that we do have projects on the north side coming, and maybe not everybody's in tune with it because, if you're not up in that area, you're not focused on that area. But the first phase is going to bring us about 600 homes. We're actually going to have a new city up there, a little mini city. It's going to take 10, 20 years before it's fully accomplished, completed, because the total project is going to be 8,400 homes. It encompasses 6 square miles. So we already started with the Renaissance. So that land is going to be high density. There's going to be a lot of, the population is definitely going to increase. And they
might even do it faster than projected.
But at the same time, we have to have visionaries who can project what we're going to need. And so when you look at what is being offered here, it's I'm not going to say a small fee, but it is, in my opinion, a necessary to grow. Last time we came out successful. I wouldn't want to take something like this lightly. So in that case, when you're ready, I've got a motion for you.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, thank you very much, Mr. Gald. We appreciate it. It's just that amongst the 3 firms, we're talking almost $150,000 amongst the 3 you put together, and I'd hate for the district to use up those resources only to not to succeed in having the bond even on the ballot or even on the ballot and it not pass. But we definitely have the need, and we appreciate your guys' help. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Don't let us down.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Mr. Ayala, do you have a motion?
Motion to accept.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And approve the change of date of the Board of Education meeting from Wednesday, March 11th, 2020 to Wednesday, March 4th, 2020.
I'll make the motion.
Because they'll be at the African American Superintendent's Conference.
Very good reason.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approve the recommendations of the Administrative Hearing Panel, reinstatement hearings, case numbers 18-19-69, 18-19-62, 18-19-42, 18-19-44. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. 1 abstention.
On all of them?
Yes.
Okay, the next regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Rialto Unified School District will be held on Wednesday, February 12th, 2020 at 7 p.m. at the Dr. John R. Casalunas Education Center, 182 East Walnut Avenue, Rialto, California. Materials distributed or presented to the Board of Education at the board meeting are available upon request from the superintendent's office. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned at 9:13.